that one is not supposed to brag or to boast.
Well,
Deacon Houghton, bragging and boasting has always been associated with egotistical, self-centered, arrogant, or having the big head.
well,
You must agree with me, as God has blessed this nation, we have used our human wisdom to brag and to boast in our own strength.
amen.
We need to be reminded that our strength is not in the human wisdom in Washington, D.C. Our strength is not on Wall Street, the stock market, or the economy. Our strength does not lie in the cleverness of politicians. Our strength is not found, Mother Twine, in the fact that we have nuclear weapons. This type of boasting and bragging is rooted in egotisticalism and self-centeredness, arrogance, and just having a big head. So bragging, Deacon Brooks, can be viewed from a negative perspective and a positive perspective. You remember David said in Psalm number 34 verse 1, he said, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praises shall continually be in my mouth. But in Demetra verse number 2, he says, but my soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Then he says, oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. So David states, Deacon White, that his soul has been given divine authorization to boast and to brag in the Lord. So I have discovered that there is a positive side to bragging and boasting, because it's not so much as to what you say, but as to who you say it about. I want to go on the record, Mother Frost, and affirm that it's all right to brag and to boast as long as your bragging and boasting is in the Lord. For the word of the Lord confirms and affirms that we can boast as long as our boast is in the Lord. And this text reminds us in the book of Jeremiah that the Lord says, let not the wise man boast of his wisdom, or the strong man boast of his strength, or the rich man boast of his riches, because this type of boasting in one's strength and ability is strictly condemned. We are cautioned not to brag in our wisdom, in our strength, and our riches, because what we have been given, we did not obtain it on our own. Since none of us are self-sufficient, someone had to help us to obtain what we possess, and that someone is the Lord. And can I tell you that everything I know the Lord taught me, everywhere I've been the Lord has brought me, and where I am going the Lord has to take me. So I cannot brag on myself, because I did not get to where I am by myself. It was the Lord, watch this, and the Lord in his people that have brought us to the kingdom for such a time as this. So there I must understand that there is no reason to brag about our wisdom, strength, and riches, but I can brag on the fact that I am understanding the Lord. I'm in the process of learning and abiding in his ways. I can brag on the fact that the Lord knows me. The word know implies intimacy, and because the Lord knows me, he's intimate with me. He knows my uprising and he knows my down sitting. He's so intimate with me that he knows the thoughts that are on my mind. He's so intimate with me that he knows the number of hair that's on my head when it decides to grow. He knows when I'm right, and he knows when I'm wrong. He knows when I'm up, and he knows when I am down. And since he knows all of that and more, I feel like bragging on the God that I serve. I want to go on record, because I am not apologetically how good and speaking and declaring how good God has been to me. I don't apologize for bragging God. And I want to brag on God because it is God that exercises loving kindness. Look at verse number 24. Talks about how the Lord exercises loving kindness. It's the Lord that exercises unfailing love. It's the Lord that exercises steadfast love. And I want to brag on his love because it was love that lifted me when I was sinking deep from a far shore, all very deeply stained in sin. But the master of the sea, he heard my despairing cry, and from the waters he lifted me. And it's the love of God that showed up. And I want to brag on this love because this love is unmovable. His love is untouchable, and his love is unharmed. Look at the text. I want to brag on God because it is God that exercises justice and righteousness on earth. In other words, it is God that does what is right in the earth. And because it is God that does what is right, let me take a moment and brag on the faithfulness of God. I can brag because I have many reasons to brag on the faithfulness of God. But for the sake of time, let me list 3 reasons why I can boast and brag in the Lord. Well, the first reason is he woke me up this morning and started me on my way. The second reason is he woke me up this morning and started me on my way. And the third reason is, that's right, you got it, he woke me up this morning and started me on my way. And since he woke me up this morning, he's able to heal my aching body. Since he woke me up this morning, he's able to put food on my table. Since he woke me up this morning, he's able to put a roof over my head. Since he woke me up this morning, he's able to make my haters behave. Since he woke me up this morning, he's able to provide an instantaneous miracle on my behalf. So I want to go on the record and brag on him and declare he is sweet. I know when storm clouds rise, I found a Savior, and he's sweet. I know. Come on, tell your neighbor, I feel like bragging on God. Come on, tell him I feel like bragging on God. Can I tell you, he let me live in a house that I did not build. He let me drink from fountains that I did not dig. He let me drive a car that I do not own. You ought to tell your neighbor, I feel like bragging on God. You ought to tell your neighbor, I feel like a bragging on God. I feel a brag in my spirit. Oh, you ought to tell your neighbor, I want to brag on him because he's my light in darkness. He's my way out of no way. He's my bridge over troubled water. He's my bread when I'm hungry. He's my joy in sorrow. He's my hope for tomorrow. He's my healer in sickness. I wish I had about 2 or 3 folk in here that don't mind bragging on the one that woke you up this morning, started you on your way. Got to get out of here, but he's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. He's a balm in Gilead. He keeps my confused mind. He keeps me in perfect peace as my mind is stayed on thee. He tells me no weapon formed against me shall prosper, in every lying tongue that rise up in the judgment it shall be condemned. You ought to tell your neighbor, I feel like bragging on him. Come on, tell your neighbor, he's my all in all. Come on, tell your neighbor, I brag on him because he's worthy to be praised. And I wish I had somebody in the house that was not afraid to tap your neighbor and say, neighbor, I feel like bragging on God. Come on, say, neighbor, he's my all in all. Come on, say, neighbor, he brings me all of my medicine in my room. He's my way out of no way. I want to lift him up. I want to glorify him. He's able to keep me from falling and to present me faultless against his exceeding joy. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor,